Hi, I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell, and I want to thank you for taking the time to watch my videos. This video is basically a really brief video for me to ask two questions that I need to ask. But before I need to ask the question to my community of viewers, I really just want to sort of preface what this next series is about. Typically what I do in my analyses is that I select a theorist and a major work from that theorist and sort of go through and do a very sort of methodical analysis of, paragraph by paragraph, sentence by sentence analysis of what the theorist is saying. I decided to just switch it a little bit for this next series that I'm doing. It's currently in the works. I've been writing notes and sort of compiling my notes for the lecture, which I will always make available to you. But I've been compiling my notes since the first of the year. I should have the notes completed probably by the next 2 or 3 days. I'll be shooting in the next 2 or 3 days for it'll probably take me about 7 to 8 days to shoot the entire series, and then I'll upload it to YouTube somewhere around the middle of the month, maybe the 17th, 18th, somewhere like that. So the new series is going to be on semiology, and my interest is to look at three theorists. I'm going to look at Locke as an epistemologist. I'm going to look at Saussure as, obviously the founder of semiology. And then I'm going to look at Lacan as a psychoanalyst. And I'm not going to do the typical sort of structuralism versus realism, semiology versus, as an anti-epistemology or ontology, because I think those conceptions, while they are in a sense correct, I think they're very generalized. I think they fail to account for what's really at stake. My interpretation obviously is going to be very unique. And what's at stake for me as a philosopher / epistemologist is semiology the end of epistemology? Is semiology the end of ontology? Is semiology, what are the relationships between semiology and psychoanalysis? None of that really is of any importance to me per se. I think what is very important is what is the function of meaning in semiology. That's what's important, right? What's the function of meaning in semiology? And my lecture series, which will be uploaded in the next week or two, will be an analysis of the role of meaning. And I'm going to go pretty relatively deep, not super deep. How deep can you get on YouTube? But I'm going to get, because there really isn't this like a true interactivity. Enough of that. So, since I'm still in note-taking phase and I'm still going through the notes, I wanted to sort of gauge whoever might be watching this video, people who have subscribed to me or people who are just stumbled on the video. I wanted to sort of gauge the community in the next week before I actually start shooting to see, how deep I can really take the lecture. So here's the question that I want asked, and I'm not going to sort of explain the question. For those of you who don't know semiology, I have to apologize. For those who do know, then answer the question in the comments below. And I'll go through, read the comments to see how deep I really should take the lecture. Alright, so here's the question, and it's a very technical question. And I'll repeat the question twice, or maybe multiple times. But I'm not going to explain the question because that's the whole point. I want to see how deep I should take the lecture based on the response that I get, or the responses that I get. Not to say that there's any right or wrong answer. I'm a philosopher, I don't believe in right or wrong answers. Anyway, here's the question. I want to know what is the semiological status. What is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? I'll say that again. There's two questions. That's the first question. What is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? I'll ask it again. What is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? Last time. What is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? That's the first question. The second question that I want to ask is, what is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? What is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? Third time. What is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? Last time. What is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? in preparing the notes for it, I was like, oh, you know, this would be pretty interesting questions because they came to me. I think I might have responses. I don't know that the community of linguists would agree with my answer to these questions. I think it seems like a pretty superficial question. I think there's a lot behind it. I don't know that anyone has asked this question. It might just be my ignorance. I don't know that anyone's asked this question in the way that I've technically phrased the question. I think an answer to both of those questions create maybe not necessarily a conundrum, but something that requires a little bit more insight. And I want to get it from you. And the reason why I want to get it from you is because I want to see how deep I should take the lectures. I really do enjoy doing introductory lectures. I enjoy the feedback that I get. I enjoy educating people. But I also like a little bit of a challenge. And for me, I'm a new sort of age of researcher. My approach isn't a traditional approach. I'm not frantically looking to publish journal articles. I have 2 books under my belt that will be out this year from a very reputable press. I have another one that's in the works now. So, writing and keeping my ideas and my concepts private, which is usually how it's done in academia. I come up with a great idea, I write it down privately, I publish it, and then I get credit for it. I don't really care about that. I'd rather, possible journal articles that could be written, I'd rather just give it out to the community and get a discussion going. So let's get a discussion going. So, if I don't get any responses, then I'll keep my account of semiology very, very, very introductory, very basic. And then I'll keep all the tidbits and concepts that I have on a deeper level to myself. If I do get some pretty interesting feedback on that, then I'll take it to the abyss. I'll get pretty deep with it. And I'll bring the general reader in pretty deep. So that's the question. Those are the 2 questions that I have. I'll ask each question twice, and then we'll call it a wrap on this video. First question: what is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? What is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? So I want to know, what is the semiological status of the signal inconceivable? So that's the first question. Second question is, what is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? Again, what is the semiological status of the signification ineffable? Personally speaking, I think those are 2 pretty powerful questions. And I want to know what people have to say. Also, if you're like a big-time researcher, if you're a professor, if you're a graduate student, I have a ton of graduate students that follow me, and you have links to technical journal articles, you can give me the links, or you could just put the name of the journal article, or, I just want to do an exchange of ideas, because I really, part of me wants to go really, really ape on this analysis. I was actually going to do my dissertation in linguistics, but then I decided to do genocide. You wouldn't know that they're related, but they are, in a sense. Linguistics is related to basically everything. So that's that. So that's the question that I have. This entire week I won't be uploading any other videos, so it'll be a substantial amount of time for you to watch the video, think about it, look through resources, or if you already know the answer, just, leave comments. But I want you guys to leave comments because I want to know what you guys think are possible responses to both questions. With that, that's all I have for this video. So again, thank you very much. Happy New Year, by the way. I think this is my... No, this is not my first... I did a video... Well, this is actually the first video I'm shooting in the New Year. All the videos that I've uploaded, the last series, I shot that before the New Year and just was like uploading in mass. But this is my first video for the year, so Happy New Year to everybody. And that's it. So with that being said, I'm Dr. Jason J. Campbell. Thanks for watching my video. I'll see you in like 2 weeks. Goodbye.